Well, it's time for the day's business news. I'm joined in the studio by Yuka Royer. Nice to see you, Yuka.
Hi, Yinka.
So we're going to start with the renewed trade tensions between the world's two largest economies. It's, of course, China and the US. China has retaliated a day after the US announced new export restrictions targeting the Chinese chip industry.
It is the latest tit-for-tat move. So on Monday, the US Biden administration expanded curbs on the sale of American technology to China that could be used to make advanced semiconductors for use in artificial intelligence or military systems. On Tuesday, China responded with export curbs of its own, announcing an immediate ban on the sales of critical minerals, gallium, germanium, antimony, and superhard materials to the United States. The shipping of graphite will also be subject to stricter review. These minerals are essential for integrated circuits used in all things electronic. Beijing, though, cited national security concerns as they can have both civilian and military applications. Now, China is the world's largest source of gallium and germanium, but also of key rare earths elements such as cerium and lanthanum that are used in a broad range of technologies. Last year, it accounted for about 70% of the global rare earths mining production. Now, as the Chinese Commerce Ministry announced export curbs, its foreign ministry issued a sharp rebuke of Washington's latest action targeting its chip sector. Let's take a listen.
China has lodged stern protests with the US for its update of the semiconductor export control measures, sanctions against Chinese companies, and malicious suppression of China's technological progress. I want to reiterate that China firmly opposes the US overstretching the concept of national security, abuse of export control measures, and illegal unilateral sanctions and long-arm jurisdiction against Chinese companies.
And meanwhile, Yuka, US President Joe Biden is in Angola as Washington seeks to counter China's growing influence on the African continent.
With just weeks left in his presidency, Joe Biden has finally made his first trip to sub-Saharan Africa as US president. The Biden administration is keen to showcase the US's commitment of $3 billion for the Lobito Corridor Railway project that connects inland mineral producers Zambia and the Democratic Republic of Congo to Angola's Atlantic port of Lobito. The rail link is aimed at making it easier to export critical minerals from Africa. He's set to attend a summit on infrastructure investment there on Wednesday with other African leaders. In a meeting with his Angolan counterparts this Tuesday, President Mr. Biden said that the US was all in on Africa to boost economic ties, even though it's his first and only trip to sub-Saharan Africa as US president.
You've heard me say it before, Mr. President. The United States is all in on Africa. We've already, my administration alone, has invested over $3 billion in Angola thus far. The future of the world is here in Africa, in Angola.
Now, let's switch gears now. Jaguar has recently caused a stir with its new rebranding campaign, and now it's unveiled what its next generation car will look like. Now, the car maker, once an icon of British motoring, has been trying to turn around its business amid flagging sales. And days after a new ad left everyone wondering what exactly it was trying to sell, it showed off its first all-electric concept car at an event in Miami. Emily Boyle takes a look.
It was meant to mark Jaguar's rebirth, but its new ad attracted attention for the wrong reasons. There was no car to be seen. Social media reactions included comments from the boss of a rival electric car company.
Do you sell cars?
Yes, we'd love to show you. Join us for a cuppa in Miami on the 2nd of December. Warmest regards, Jaguar.
A few weeks after the teaser's social media storm, the car manufacturer unveiled a new Type 00 electric concept car at the Miami Art Fair to a similarly divided reception.
And we're delighted to have your attention. Controversy has always surrounded British creativity when it's been at its best. David Bowie, Vivienne Westwood, and architect Richard Rogers were some of my creative heroes.
Designed in both London blue and Miami pink, the production version is expected to cost more than £100,000 when revealed, almost double the average price of its previous range, and sales are expected to start in 2026. Jaguar, which has been slower to embrace electric cars than its rivals, has been struggling to compete in the premium market against companies like BMW and Mercedes-Benz. The change of strategy hopes to revitalise the car maker's traditional look, which seemed to not convince consumers. Jaguar has been the weakest link within the Jaguar Land Rover group, owned by India's Tata Motors. In 2018, Jaguar sold 180,000 units. Last year, however, sales were down to 67,000.
That's all from the business desk, and that's it for the news for this half hour. But don't go away. Inka will be back with more news in just a few minutes' time.